Sorry for that. The Deputy Speaker, Senator Kathuri Murungi, the host Senator, Senator Tabitha Karanja, governors present, honorable senators, distinguished development partners, resource persons, the clerk and the staff of the Senate, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Indeed, it is a great pleasure for me to be part of this distinguished gathering to address you and officially open the 4th Senate Induction Retreat as your speaker. This event marks our very first activity in capacity development programs for honorable senators. May I therefore take this opportunity to congratulate you once again for your successful election and inauguration to the 4th Senate and the 13th Parliament of the Republic of Kenya. Honorable Senators, I welcome you all to this very important induction retreat, whose theme is understanding the mandate of the Senate, strengthening devolution through legislative effectiveness. The main purpose of this workshop is to equip and empower honorable senators with knowledge and vital information that are essential in discharging their mandates and functions in the Senate and its committees. It will further enable senators to understand the workings and the key legislative processes within the bicameral setup of our Parliament, the mandate of the Parliamentary Service Commission, amenities and entitlements available to honorable senators, the Senate's role in advancing intergovernmental relations, and earlier how it relates with other constitutional commissions and independent officers, as well as non-state actors in the devolution space. During the induction period, honorable senators will also benefit from special sessions on Kenya's foreign policy and national security, including media relations and public awareness. It is hoped that after the deliberations and reflections, members will be able to generate valuable ideas that will constitute the agenda of the 4th Senate that will henceforth guide debate and operations of the Senate. It is worth mentioning that more targeted training and capacity development activities will be mounted to deepen senators' knowledge and skills in discharging various House committees and leadership roles. Honorable senators, it is my expectation that honorable senators will have an opportunity to fully engage with our distinguished and experienced resource persons, bond as brothers and sisters, ask pertinent questions, openly discuss and share necessary useful information and on parliamentary work processes. Members will greatly benefit from first-hand information, from presentations on the accessibility and management of Senate facilities, as well as the various services available to senators and other welfare matters. My key expectation is that we will share other useful views and perspectives on how to discharge our constitutional and leadership roles in and out of the House effectively. Your Excellency, Madam Governor of the host county, karibu sana. Honorable senators, it is usually said that things just don't go wrong. They start wrong. I would like to urge and implore upon honorable senators to accord the induction programs presented to us during the next 4 to 5 days reserved for its coverage and due attention and significance it deserves. Having keenly perused the program, the various thematic areas and diverse topics to be discussed, and noting the high caliber resource persons identified, I'm confident that we will have constructive enriching, and vibrant deliberations that will guarantee us a real value for our time. Honorable Senators, to complement the induction program we will be undertaking here, honorable members will subsequently be taken through Senate standing orders, which constitute the basic rules and regulations of operation of the Senate. The standing orders are key operational tools and means for effective and effecting orderly business of the House in the fulfillment of our principal constitutional mandates, which include legislation and, by extension, the key roles of oversight and representation of counties. It is imperative, honorable senators, that we discharge our legislative mandate and other fundamental leadership roles. We have to be alive to the reality that our contribution will only acquire due significance if the Senate adopts a strategic and responsive viewpoint of its placing in the polity of the Republic. Honorable Senators, the people of Kenya have for a long time been treated to interesting legislative and executive power plays whose outcomes have left the masses with more questions than clear answers on what constitutes the role of legislators in advancing equitable and unbiased development in our country. Kenyans had almost become tired of the casual conduct of governance business. The coming into being of a second chamber, therefore, had become necessary to ensure principled moderation in the conduct of matters of state and governance in Kenya. The reintroduction of the institution of the Senate has, to a great extent, been an attempt to meet this need. During a 5-year tenure, this concern should be ingrained in our thoughts, work, and operations. We have the herculean task of consolidating the institutional gains made over the last decade. Honorable Senators, this retreat also aims to assist us get acquainted with the integrated role and mandate of the Senate and of evolving governance architecture, including the linkages with other constitutional commissions and independent bodies. This will involve, among others, discussions on the mandate and functions of the Senate and the linkages between the Senate and the counties, Salaries and Remuneration Commission, and the Commission on Revenue Allocation, and the import of the independence of the Senate in effectively discharging its duties. Honorable Senators, I have no doubt that all of you are eager to embark on this important exercise, given the stature and onerous responsibilities accorded to senators. As you are aware, apart from your primary mandate of representing the counties and protecting their interests, the other key role of the Senate is to debate and discuss other matters of critical national importance. We are by no means restricted in dealing with issues that are of great public interest and must always adopt a more liberal approach to matters that affect the citizenry. Honorable Senators, the Parliamentary Service Commission was established in the year 2000 for purposes of enhancing the capacity of the Parliament in terms of offering quality services to ensure effective and efficient functioning of Parliament, exercising budget control, appointing and supervising office holders, and ensuring the well-being and welfare of members and staff of Parliament. Indeed, the implementation of its successive strategic plans has entailed the restructuring of its administration various sections and services in Parliament with a view to improving and expanding its service delivery to members and staff. I'm pleased to inform you that presently, the Parliamentary Service Commission has a significant number of professionals drawn from various areas of specialization, competencies, and disciplines to facilitate you to effectively discharge your roles as senators. They include economists, research, physical and budget analysts, legal counsel, human resource management officers, communication specialists, and ICT experts, just to mention but a few. This multidisciplinary team within the Parliamentary Service Commission has the singular duty of facilitating you to effectively discharge your roles as senators. They are trained to offer the best technical support in the discharge of your senatorial agenda. I encourage you as senators to engage with them and to tap into their rich and valuable reservoir of technical skills and experiences by sharing ideas and information which are critical for the development and democratization of our nation. As your Speaker, I'm fully aware that the oversight role upon you by the Constitution requires you to closely monitor, supervise, and legislate on all aspects of devolution in the 47 counties, either collectively or individually. This is a weighty constitutional mandate that comes with huge expectations and requires that you be accorded the necessary financial support and material facilitation in order to successfully execute the onerous task that also entails traversing your counties to regularly evaluate the impact of devolution and identify areas that may require legislative intervention. To this extent, I undertake to robustly and as a matter of urgency engage all the relevant stakeholders, including government agencies concerned, with a view to putting in place a system that ensures honorable senators are sufficiently facilitated in order for you to discharge your oversight responsibilities successfully as spelled out in the Constitution. As I conclude, I wish to echo the words of the former President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, which I shared with you in my acceptance speech on the 13th of September 2020, following my election as Speaker. I quote, "Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. We are duty-bound to make time to learn and continually develop our capacities if we have to be effective in executing our legislative and leadership roles. As legislators, initiating legislation that are devolution compliant remains our top priority. Let us utilize our unique professional backgrounds, networks, leadership positions, and the Senate floor to address matters affecting our people and our nation. Parliament is and will remain a pivotal role player in the constitutional implementation process. Ultimately, our work and performance will always take cognizance and be guided by the enormity and significance of Parliament's central position in our country's development. As members of the Fourth Senate, we have to chart our legacy and destiny. Our primary duty and responsibility shall always be to build confidence and trust among ourselves and among the people of Kenya. To achieve this, we have to continually develop our capacity and nurture a sense of senatorial culture and patriotism. Having a majority of you here today is a demonstration of your genuine desire and enthusiasm to equip yourself with the requisite knowledge that will enable you shepherd Kenya's governance as it continues to transform from a centralized model to a devolved one. More fundamentally, we have the cardinal duty to shape and positively build our gains already made by our predecessors in the last decade to positively influence and improve operations and effective functioning of the Senate during our tenure. It is now my honor and pleasure to declare this induction retreat for the senators of the 4th Senate and the 13th Parliament officially open and to wish you fulfillment and success during your tenure of duty. Asanteni sana, may God bless the Senate and may God bless our beloved country, Kenya. Thank you so much.